What do you think about all that AI stuff?
I don't know, that's such an existential question. I
feel it is because it's really cool and it helps creators. But it also, I think, hinders some of the creativity. It's like that work ethic.
Talking about it within the creative space, it feels most of the time like it's not. It's a little scary. It doesn't feel exciting in the creative space, but I feel like it's more in like the science and like farming, and there's all these things that it sounds like it's like actually pretty helpful and beneficial for us. But in the creative space, it feels like, do we really need
what I
AI?
do is, the way I use it is I write a script, and that sounded like a creaking door. That's a horror movie. But I usually, I'll write a script, and I'll kind of write the synopsis and the log line, the tagline, where the series goes, and then I'll get to a place where I'm like, I wonder what they think.
Yeah,
and I'll start adding some stuff, and I'll, some of it's really good, and a lot of it's not.
Yeah.
So I use it that way. I think if you're looking to get an idea, I mean, it could help, I guess, if you type in like, what's a good idea for a horror movie that hasn't been done?
I know my brother-in-law did this with like a Flash episode one time where he wanted to see, like, he typed in like, I don't know, this was years ago when Flash was still happening, but he wanted to incorporate my wife as like some evil doctor as the villain of the episode, and like he had AI write a Flash episode with her as like the
Was
bad
it good?
Guy. It sounded kind of like a Flash episode, to be honest. Like,
really?
The synopsis of it, yeah. I mean,
that's creepy.
Yeah, I don't write, so like I don't write.
I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Why is that? Because look, I want to tell you, I didn't write either. Yeah. I would write like journals and things like that. And it wasn't until I spent 3 months at Carrie Fisher's house, and I've told this story, but like, I started like, she let me stay in one of her bungalows. I was going through a hard time, and we became good friends. And I was reading her book, Postcards from the Edge, and I was reading some other stuff. And, they always say, write what you know. Right. So don't, if you have an experience or something you want to talk about. So I started writing about my family. Yeah. And then I gave her like 30 pages, and she goes, is this shit real? Did this really happen? And I go, yeah. She goes, it's genius. Stay on that track.
Cool.
And that's how I started writing. So I wonder if, you say, I don't know, I'm not a writer. I think you're a creative person. Mm-hmm. You do a lot of things. Yeah. So you might want to add it to your repertoire.
Yeah, I've always thought like what would be my way into writing, but like, I don't know. I mean, I do think it stems back from like a more like deep-seated thing of like, I've never thought of myself as smart. I feel like I didn't excel in school, and just in life, I've never, like, I get nervous about press because I'm like, I don't want to sound dumb. And I even just social situations.
It's inevitable for me.
Yeah, me too. Well, me too. It feels like at least like compared to like whoever I'm standing next to, that I feel like seems more eloquent and smarter than me on the whatever.
Where does that stem from?
I don't know.
Were your parents very supportive?
Yeah, and there's both smart, like everyone else, no one else in my family had ever been in like a creative person. Like there's no actors or dancers or painters or musicians or anything in my family. So, and they're all like academic people. My wife's family's the same way. A lot of just like academic people, really smart people, did a lot of school. And like I went to school for theater and dropped out to do a Broadway tour. So like, I don't know.
Well, what were you say you weren't, I have this problem too, where I'm always like, I'm not smart. I'm going to sound like an idiot. They're not going to buy it. I'm really good at pretending that I'm smart. Yeah. I could make them think I'm smart. I'll throw in a, colloquialism, and they'll be like, oh, okay. He knows what colloquialism is. That good. But I always had that. But that for me stems from childhood and, nobody around me saying, hey, you're smart. Hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, I'm good. So that's where that stems from, but it stays with you. Has it always been an issue for you?
Yeah, but I know I have a lot of people around me now. Like, my mom and my wife would be like two of the first people to be like, you're smart. Like, so it's not like I have people around me that make me feel like
less than.
Yeah, other than the fact that I look at them as smarter than me. So it's like, it still comes back to just like,
well, they say
it's a me problem.
Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you.
I have.